intense all the time, but on Mad Max with Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, that was intense a lot of the time, but partly because there was a bit of animosity between those two, but you know, also it's an intense environment to be working in. So it was like, and those guys, they're very playful and fun characters, but they're powerhouses at work, you know. They both have very different ways of approaching work, but they're like, there's a reason that they're two of the best actors alive, and that's because of their passion and dedication and like hard work and grit and all those things. So that can create an intense atmosphere at times, yeah. But also some of the best things I've seen and done are in that movie. So I'm kind of, that intensity is something to thrive upon, and like that environment, as I say, Namibia, the vehicles, all that sort of stuff is just things that add to it.
And that kind of real effect, but they did lots of real effects on that. It was all, you know, it was
yeah, that
happening.
was pretty much all in camera, I suppose. Yeah, not digital effects.
Yeah, it's a wicked film. I saw that in the cinema, and you know, it had a lot to live up to the whole Mad Max thing, and it was just like, you're totally bang on board. It's like, he's
a genius. George Miller's an incredible mind. Yeah. Like, to just sit with a little bit and how he puts those stories together, but how he draws so much from history and the tiny details he goes into. It's like, I'd love to spend like a day within his brain somehow and figure out, you know, when you're just around a brain that you're like, I can't imagine what it's like to live inside of that, and to have that brain power whirring around and that creativity and imagination all day must be amazing.
Did you get to spend a lot of time with him, working with him?
A fair bit. That shoot was 6 months, 7 months.
Wow.
So a fair bit. I mean, obviously he's, you know, spinning plates slightly on that. There's so much going on that, but we stayed in touch, and I've had dinners with him since, and kind of occasionally try and pick his brain about maybe characters that I might play, and how I can kind of stop them from being too similar to characters that we've seen before, not kind of stop falling into tropes with them if possible.
Well, you're definitely not in a trope in that one. I mean, that is he's all out, that character.
yeah.
And you have your Matthew McConaughey stroke De Niro moment where you lose the weight and you are totally you're basically unrecognizable. You're transformed physically as well.
Yeah, I dropped 20 pounds for that. 20 pounds, I think it was. Which you know what, is one of those weird. I think it's like, I could tell that I was getting lighter because the scales is saying it and whatever. It was one of those weird things where I saw a photo from it the other day, and I looked and I was like, oh wow, you were, because George said he was, you know, before we started shooting, he's like, hey, your character's meant to be kind of almost dead essentially, and he was like, so I need you to look like it's kind of the end for you, and so I need you to lose weight. And it was weird because I saw this photo and I was like, wow, you do look really sick, the amount of weight you lost. But at the time felt strong and energetic, and it wasn't like I was not eating. I was just running a lot and training a lot and eating less than the energy I was exerting. So it was like, and I was 20 something, so it fell off. But it's weird. It was weird looking back at it because I didn't feel that skinny or anything. But then looking back, I'm like, oh, you really were.
Yeah, and then you kind of and you. I mean, the trajectory of characters that you've got to play is really cool. It's a real development. You can see, like, looking when I was watching all the different bits about you and your journey.
Thanks for taking the time to suddenly prepare like that. I thought we were like just having a chat, and then you're like doing like research.
Yeah, well, because
going through the back catalogue.
Yeah, man, because that's respect. It's important.
Yeah, I appreciate it.